Today we are learning about evaluating expressions. Our objective today is to understand how to use the order of operations to evaluate expressions. All right, so first things first, what is an expression in math? So an expression is literally just a math statement. Typically, it doesn't have an equal sign, and it can be numeric or it can be algebraic. So for example, 7 plus 3 would be an expression. It has some kind of operation. It has numbers. This is a numeric expression. An algebraic expression might say a plus 3. So this is what we call a variable. It still has an operation and it still has numbers, but this is what we'd call an algebraic expression. So I'd like you to take a look at this expression. It says 5 plus 7 times 3. And I would like you to pause, and I want you to evaluate this. In other words, find the value. Okay, so hopefully you paused and you tried to solve this. Now, there's a couple different ways that I feel like kids might take a look at this. And the wonderful thing about math is there's no one way that you have to do anything. So I feel like some kids might work from left to right, and they would say 5 plus 7 is 12 times 3 equals 36. And some other kids might say, okay, I'm going to do this part first. I'm going to do the multiplication first. So 7 times 3 is 21, and now I've got 5 plus 21 equals 26. So you can see how both of these might be right, but how can we have two different answers for one problem? So that is why we have the order of operations. The order of operations is just rules that we need to follow while we're evaluating expressions. And whenever you see this word evaluating, it just means find the value. You might remember this from last year. The acronym that we use to remember the order of operations is PEMDAS. PEMDAS stands for parentheses. Always, always parentheses are going to be first. And then we're going to do exponents next. Exponents are what we learned about yesterday, repeated multiplication. Then we can multiply or divide depending on what comes first when we work from left to right. And then we can add or subtract depending on what comes first when we work left to right. So we're always working left to right, but sometimes we kind of skip ahead and we do certain things first. So no matter where we would see parentheses, that's what we would do first. And then we would move to exponents, multiplication and division, addition and subtraction. These notes should go in your math notes notebook in GoodNotes. So you can either screenshot it or you can recreate this on your own, either on paper and then putting a picture into your GoodNotes notebook, or by taking a screenshot. Let's take a look at this example. Why don't you go ahead and write this down, pause your video, and see if you can solve this using the order of operations. All right, so thinking about the order of operations, I have no parentheses, but I do have some exponents. I know that 5 squared is the same as 5 times 5, and that is going to give me 25. Next, I need to do multiplication and division. I cannot do 25 minus 9 because in my order of operations, addition comes last. So right now, I need to do 9 divided by 3. How many 3's are there in 9? There are 3. And this symbol, my subtraction, that stays. I haven't used it yet, so it stays. So I'm going to bring this down. 25 minus 3 equals 22. Now, if you got a different answer, you might want to go back and look. Where did I make a mistake? What did I not follow in my order of operations? All right, now this one is a little bit more complex. Go ahead and do the same thing with this. Write it down. Don't be scared off by it. Just because it's long doesn't mean it's not solvable. You can definitely evaluate this without any problem at all. Just follow those steps. All right, so remember the first thing we have to do is parentheses. So I see some parentheses right here. 6 minus 2 is 4. The rest of my expression stays the same because I haven't done anything with it yet. Okay, next I need to check for exponents. We have one right here. So I'm going to think about what is 3 squared. Remember, 3 squared is the same as saying 3 times 3. We're using this number as a base 2 times. So that changes to 9. The rest of my expression stays the same. So now we've got 8 plus 4 times 2 minus 9. Now, be careful, I can't just start here and add 8 plus 4. I'll get the wrong answer because multiplication and division come next. Okay, so what I have to do first is this. 4 times 2 is 8. Are there any other multiplication or division? No. So the rest of my expression comes down, minus 9. All right, so now we can do all of our addition and subtraction from left to right. 8 plus 8 is 16, minus 9 equals 7. Our answer for this problem is 7. Okay, so once again, these need to be in your Good Notes, Math Notes notebook. You can recreate it on your own. You can take a screenshot and add it to your notebook as is. It's up to you. Please go to Schoology to find your assignment for this lesson.